Welcome back, everybody, to part 2 of my City Skylines playthrough. In the first episode, we broke ground on Snowtopia. That's the name of our city for now. Got our industrial complex over here. We started our residential and commercial stuff here. Got all of our electricity and water going. And yeah, we're ready to just keep expanding. Now, at the end of the last episode, we unlocked some new things. We got our garbage, and we got our medical clinic that we unlocked. So we're going to go ahead and set up some garbage right now, because that is one thing that can really become a problem in this game, is all the garbage piling up and not having enough landfills to support it, and all that kind of stuff. So just temporarily for right now, just to get a handle on this garbage thing, I'm actually just going to run a road all the way over here. And this is going to do two things. It's going to let them all get to work if they need to, which that was a concern I had in the end of the last episode. And it's also going to let us put this landfill right here. And if you look at this green, the green roads, those green roads represent everywhere that this landfill will be able to reach. Just by itself. And so if you're seeing this one landfill is going to be able to reach everything that we have already. So just this one landfill is going to be able to completely service our city as of right now. Now, the medical clinic, honestly, it kind of sucks. I mean, it's not a really good building. It doesn't really do a lot. It's got a terrible range. Like, if you look over here, if I put it over here, it's not going to reach even the entire city over there, and it's not going to reach any of the industrial complex. I mean, I bet if I put it over here, yeah, if I put it over here, it barely covers the whole city. If you see on that highway over there, it's barely making it onto the highway. So I don't think I'm going to place any of these guys. I mean, if they start complaining too much about being sick, then I might, but I don't think it's really going to become much of a problem, as long as I'm watching my noise pollution. If you see, the green buildings all mean that they're doing pretty good, and the darker, more red buildings are indicating that they're having a problem. So right now, these couple buildings right here are all having problems. The reason for that is something called noise pollution. And so if you see, right here, I've got my commercial zones right over here. And what that is doing is that's causing noise, because these guys are really noisy. And so these residential guys right here don't like living there because they've got all the noise right there. And we can actually see that in our info views tab over here. If you go down here to noise pollution, you can see all that's really noisy, and that's causing problems for these guys here. There's a lot of stuff I could do about that down the road, but right now it's just kind of what it is. I kind of need to get the rest of my infrastructure set up. But the commercial's not that bad. If you look over here at our industrial, this is insanely noisy. We don't want any residents anywhere near this area. But like I said, right now there's just kind of what it is, and I mean, we'll take a look at it, watch the pollution, watch if those guys need some medical attention, but I don't think it'll be an issue. Right, so enough babbling. We got a ton of residential zone, residential demand. So I think we're gonna expand this road out all the way here. And I think we're gonna start making a nice little riverside property. I'm gonna get this curve tool, and I'm gonna take off this snapping. And that's a really useful tool a lot of the times if you want to make sure you have straight lines. But right here, I don't really want straight lines. I want to follow this coast as much as I can. So I'm taking that off. Let's see, try and follow this as close as I can. I guess it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'll just come out there for now, and then expand this road out, and put the snap back on, make it straight. There we go. Right. So that gives us a lot of room to expand this commercial zone. I'll just expand it a little bit at a time so that the electricity current keeps going. And it looks like there's some people not getting electricity. How's that? Right. So if you look, everybody's in our electricity zone here. But what's happening is these buildings are still red. They're not getting electricity. So why is that? Well, what that means is we don't have enough electricity available. And the reason for that is because I lowered the budget so much on electricity. So I need to bring it up just a bit so that we've got enough electricity to power what we've got. And then these new guys I just put in, they don't have any water, so let's expand that a bit. Throw a road out there, or a pipe, throw some pipes up there, and right here so I don't have to worry about it again. Cool. So those guys are all in. Let's expand a little bit further. And let's see how much electricity we have now that we rose that. Still not enough. Maybe we need to raise the budget just a bit more on electricity here. Go up to 60. It's not going to be long before we got this back up at 100%. That was really just to get us going. The other thing I'm going to do while I'm in this tab is play with my taxes a bit. Now this is another screen where I don't really like to play with it a whole lot because you can really piss off your citizens if you make your taxes too high, and you can really screw up your income if you make them too low. But what I found playing is they don't mind going up to like 12. So I'm going to bring it up to 11 for now just so I can play with it down the road. And then I can adjust even the high density versus the low density and all that kind of stuff. We'll obviously get more into that once I unlock the high densities areas and the offices. But for now I think I'm just going to throw them at 11 and look what that's doing to our income. It's all the way up 14,000. It's rising. So I'm just going to leave that for now and we'll play with it from there. I'm zoning a few more residential areas here. And just kind of watch this grow. Let's crank it up. So really this part of the game is really just about growing your city, getting up to the main part of the game once you get further on. Unlocking all the buildings we need. And there's a lot of really cool buildings that we're gonna get here down the road. Something we always gotta keep watching, like we didn't notice with the electricity, in fact this needs to go even higher, is we gotta be checking those info views constantly so that we can catch stuff like this electricity before it becomes a problem. So let's check this water. Water's still doing really well, but I mean you're gonna see here it's gonna go down and we're not gonna have enough water to hydrate our whole city. We're gonna have to pump in a few more of these pumps and sewages. Garbage, let's see how the garbage is doing. This is still doing good, but you're gonna see pretty quickly this landfill is gonna fill up, and that's gonna cause a lot of problems. So if the landfill's full, it's not gonna be able to get all of our trash needs because well, there's nowhere to put it. All right. Let's keep zoning this in. We've got high demand right now. Alright, I'm just gonna expand this area out down here so I can fit in a little more commercial. Like I said, I really don't want my commercial here down the road. I think I'm gonna make the commercial down south and make this all residential. But for now, it just needs to happen. I mean, my guy's got to go shop, and I don't have the money to start laying out complex road networks down there or anything like that yet. Right, so now we've unlocked, and there's usually a pop-up when this happens. I don't know why we didn't get the pop-up, but, oh, we haven't unlocked it yet. We're about to unlock it. But what we do have is we've got this education now. We can make an elementary school. This is something I do need to start thinking about because buildings, different services need educated workers. You're going to see my industrial zones, and we can actually look at this here. So if I click on a building, it says how many workers it needs. So right now, this building that I just clicked on needs 12 uneducated workers. But you're going to see as these buildings start to level up, they're going to start wanting educated workers, and then well-educated workers, and eventually highly educated workers. And if they don't get the workers that they need, they're going to be complaining. Right now, though, no one really needs an education, and these elementary schools are expensive. That's $160 currency a week to keep this thing running, and they do not have a very high effective range. Look, if I put this even in the heart of my city right here, it's not reaching those the entire city. I would need 2 elementary schools to cover the entire city, and so that's 2 of these elementary schools right off the bat I would have to do. So that's definitely something I'm going to worry a ton about later on, but right now at this stage in the city, I don't really need it. The other issue, if I placed in an elementary school right now, is that would start educating my population, which, well, why is that a bad thing? Well, if you look back to what we've got, none of our buildings over here want educated workers. They just want uneducated workers. So if I've got educated people working here, they're going to start complaining that they're overeducated, and none of my citizens are going to want to work there because they're going to be working for a job that they're overqualified for. So that's another thing to keep in mind, and I found it's a good idea down the road to create some little communities that are lower educated compared to the rest of your city, just to meet the demands of your industrial areas. Speaking of industrial, I do need to pop in a few more of that. We'll just throw that there, maybe expand this way a bit. Look at these buildings, they're all so cool. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. How's the first building in Snowtopia doing? There are 6 oh! Look at that, Worthy Village! Here's that pop-up I was talking about. Alright, we unlocked a new area. That is really cool, so that's going to let us expand past the current square that we've got. Districts, these things are cool. I'm going to be playing with these a whole lot. They give us new policies that we can play around, and so you can really kind of give each little area that you created its own little personality. And that's something I'm going to play around with a lot. We got industry specializations. We're going to play with that a whole bunch. Second loan, I don't really play with the loans. I don't like them. We got the fire department, the police department, and unique buildings. These are cool. We're going to be playing around with those a lot. Maybe not right now, but definitely soon. We got our 2 specializations, like we said earlier. We're going to go into that. Some new policies that go with our districts, and here's the police station and the firehouse. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's crank this up. Full speed. Looks like I need some more residential zoning. It's really tough at this stage in the game to keep up with the sheer demand as you're expanding your city, growing it for the first time. Alright, let's put in a road here, right down the middle. I kind of want it to be straight. Is it going to be... Oh, come on. It's not going to let me make it straight, is it? No, because there's a little curve right there. You know what, then? If I can't make it straight, let's just kind of do some kind of cool, like, curve. How's that look? Sure, why not? Oh, y'all don't have power. Let's fix that economy. Gotta crank this up again. Let's go up to 75. Cool. Sure, water's still good. Y'all have water mostly. Let's just connect this just to solve problems. And then I need to zone this in. There's so much you've got to be keeping track of in this game just to get started. Look, I've got more industrial demand. Come back over here. It's a race just keeping up with the their little demand infograph, let alone playing with all these new buildings. But let's take a look at those really quick. So we got the firehouse. This thing is awful. It doesn't do anything. Even if you put one of these in, like, you still get burning buildings, they burn down, it doesn't do anything. I think this is the most useless building in the entire game, this firehouse. Now, the fire station, that thing works. That actually does some stuff, but this firehouse is awful. And I mean, we got the same thing with the elementary school. It's a little bit better, but like, look over here. If I place this firehouse down here, it's not going to get the full city. It's not going to get those top buildings in the top, the northwest section of my town so far. It's not going to get any of that. So this thing is just really, really, really not worth its weight. And it costs $500 per week to keep that up. That is a huge chunk of profits. And same with this police station. This thing is just like the fire station, just like, not like the elementary school, but just like the fire station, it is not a good building. It just doesn't do anything. Like the medical center, that's what I was going at. It's these level 1 building, like the first tier of these utility buildings, they don't work. They don't do anything. So I'm gonna hold off on the police station. I'm gonna hold off on the fire station. I don't think they're a big deal. And I mean, we'll watch. I got some crime popping up. Maybe I will end up throwing this in temporarily, but it's not something I'm gonna worry about right now. What I will worry about right now is I need to keep zoning in all this residential here. Get some more commercial in. It is hard to keep up with these demands. My city is growing so quickly. Look at this. Oh yes, yes, yes. You're all complaining. You know, you've got crime problems. The other issue with the crime is because I'm not putting in an elementary school, that does cause some problems with the crime. I might end up putting in... Okay. Alright, I get the message. You know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to put in a police station. I'm just going to put in some elementary schools. And I think just... if I put one, like, right here, that'll leave some uneducated workers, but that'll let me expand a lot more. So let's do that. We'll put in that there, and that makes everybody happy, and you guys need more electricity. So let's go back to our budget, increase our... I mean, we got the money. Let's just start at 100% now, stop worrying about it. Cool. Right. More residential. Let's expand this road out some more. Oh, I put this way too close to the shore. I'll have to fix that later on. I don't really have the money right now. I can't afford to completely destroy this and then replace it all. So let's just kind of come out. That's something I forgot to... I didn't quite remember to think about. I gotta make it all the way out here, but that's okay. Throw that there, zone all this in. Oh, nope, 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 not industrial. There we go, residential. Throw in all of this, do that for now, and then make sure you all have water. Perfect. Oh, you guys are not going to let up about this police thing, are you? Let's take a look at this crime infograph. Oh, you're not even that bad. See how some of them are blue, though? That's because of the education. Anyone who's going to school is going to have a lower crime rate because they're educated. I think I'm going to need to put in just a little police station just to help us get started. I'm not sure why they're complaining so much about crime. Alright, let's throw that in. They're all happy. What this does, though, is all these, they're called services that we're putting in. Whenever I'm putting in these services, too, all the buildings around, they like that. And what we can see here is buildings can level up. And they level up by having citizens. So, like, see here, educate more citizens to allow the building to be upgraded. Make sure your education facilities can handle all potential students. So once I do start putting in more elementary schools and stuff like that, these buildings are going to level up. And there's a lot of other factors that contribute to leveling up. That's just the one that they're picking right now to display on that infograph. Alright, let's fill that in. Oh, this is exciting. We're growing. Alright. Let's just connect this road now right here. And fill this in. All right. I think that does it for this episode, guys. But stay tuned. This next episode, we are going to grow. I'm going to be running this full speed that entire episode, and we are going to expand. Maybe we'll be able to get the other side of this river started to go, and we'll take a look at maybe purchasing our first new land tile. This is going to be exciting. Oh, whoa, what was that? We just hit a new milestone. We are a tiny town now. Look, that's where we are? Yeah! I didn't even see that. What a great way to end this episode. That's going to give us decorations. That's going to be like parks and things like that. That is fun. Level 2 unique buildings. I didn't even take a look at the first level yet. And the high school, which we're not going to look at for a while, I don't think. But, oh, this is cool. Awesome. This is going to be a great episode next time, guys. Stay tuned and hope to see you there.